Okay, now we're going to look at Unit 1 for algebra, functions and equations in two variables. And this is standard 1.0. What are all the values of x for which absolute value of x plus 2 is less than 3? So when you see absolute value, what you need to remember is that you're going to have one negative side and one positive side. So on this negative side, you're going to do x plus 2, and then you're going to flip the inequality sign. So it now faces the right instead of originally the left. And then really importantly, we're going to add a negative in front of the 3 because absolute value means you can take both the negative and the positive. So that's set up this way. And then the other side, we have x plus 2 less than 3, and we leave it just like the original equation. So we solve it like any algebra problem. We minus 2 from both sides, and then on this side we get x is greater than negative 5. On this side, again, minus 2 from both sides. You end up with 3 minus 2, which is 1. So x falls somewhere in between negative 5 and 1. For the next question, we have the same setup, but it actually is just 2x plus 3 equal to 17. So we need to solve this. And here we go. We have 2x plus 3 equals 17. Again, have a positive side, and this will be our negative side. So just solve and then solve for x. So it's 2 plus 3 equals 17 minus 3 from both sides. You get 0, and then 17 minus 3 is 14. So then you have 2x equals 14. Divide both sides by 2. You get x equals 7. If you add a negative in front of the equation here, only on this side, then you distribute the negative. So you have negative 2x minus 3 equals 17. And then from there you can add 3 to both sides. And then you get 0 on this side and then 20. So now you have negative 2x equals 20 and x equals negative 10. So we choose the answer with both 7 and negative 10. Number 17. Which of the following is the standard form of the equation of the circle whose center is at point negative 5, 1 and whose radius is 4? Alright, well, you need to remember that the equation of a circle is parentheses x minus h squared plus parentheses y minus k squared equals r squared. And this is the image that the circle creates. So HK is your x and y, which is the center of your circle, and r stands for the radius. So this is an easy problem because we just plug it in. So whose center is at point negative 5, 1, that's our HK. So we plug in negative 5 here and then 1, and whose radius is 4, so we plug in 4 into the other end. So we do negative times plus a negative will equal a positive. So this becomes x plus 5 squared plus parentheses y minus 1 squared, and then 4 squared is 16. And that's our answer right here. Okay, last question. So if g of x equals negative x squared plus 3, then find g of negative 4. Alright, if you remember that these functions, whatever is inside the parentheses is what you want to replace x for. So what is g of negative 4? Well, I'm going to plug in negative 4 wherever I saw the x. So now you have negative parentheses negative 4 because I'm replacing it for the x squared plus 3, and then really importantly you do negative 4 squared first, and then negative times a negative is a positive, so that's how it becomes positive 16, but we leave the negative out here, and then the 3 comes down also, and then negative times the 16 just makes it negative 16 plus 3, which is going to be negative 13. So we'll review more of this when we get into class.